Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to the start of another weekly vlog. Let's go on my first run since my marathon in November. Oh, by the way, it's February 25th. Crushing it over here. All right, I got it done. 2 miles, beautiful sunset, legs still mostly work. Step 1, we're gonna get back to it. I cannot believe that it has been 3 months since I ran. And I was like, maybe I ran one other time and I forgot about it. No, because my watch was set to my marathon intervals. Yeah, so November 15th or 16th, whatever day that was the last time I ran. So the struggle is real. Anyway, it is my last day off. I go back to work for 7 days tomorrow. Well, today wasn't really a day off. We had an in-person work meeting that I had to go to. But I'd have to go to the store. But I'm gonna set my planners up. We're doing laundry, washing the sheets. I wanted to do meal prep, but I didn't have time to go to the grocery store because of the meeting. So doing the best that I can. Step 1 was getting back to running. Well, hello everybody. Fancy meeting you here on a Thursday night, doing nothing. Hello, it's Thursday night. Today was crazy. My tech is on vacation just like a couple days this week, and normally we borrow from the other store nearby, and so they were like, yeah, no problem, we'll give you somebody for those 3 days. And then they found out that they were having a corporate visit today. So they had nobody to spare because that's like an all hands on deck kind of situation. If you work for a corporation, you understand. So I was by myself. I was going to be by myself all day. And thankfully my friend was like, one of my interns is looking for hours. She'll come in for 3 hours to help you. And I was like, any help is good help. And she was like awesome and just like knocked out a bunch of the scripts that we had to do today. That was like a huge help, but it was still like, it was just 3 hours out of the day and everybody is sick, y'all. It is going around. It was just like antibiotics and inhalers and steroid packs, like all day. Everybody's sick, little kids with ear infections, like just bad news. So, yeah, things are going around right now. But so it was like so crazy busy. And I came home and I was like, I just am too tired to do a workout. I was gonna try to run, and my body is not feeling so hot today, yesterday and today. Physically, like my back's really been bothering me for the last couple of days. And it's kind of weird because I was at dance last night and my friend Sarah at dance was like, my back has been bothering me for 3 days. And I was like, yeah, me too. And then I had like 4 separate patients today come in and tell me that they were having back pain, or they were having aches and pains more than normal, or like they needed to refill like one of their as needed, like muscle relaxers or something because it's been flaring up. And I'm like, what's going on? It's been like mid 40s or low 50s and like kind of gloomy, and I don't know, but anyway, we're all out here doing our best. So tonight Sarah is doing, so she has her little subscription group, I don't know if that's the right word for it, called the Broken Chapter Society on her YouTube. And so she's doing sprints tonight. So it's like reading or writing or whatever you want to be doing with the sprints. So I am going to try to get my planners caught up. If you heard my information about how I was not caught up because of Tuesday having to go to a work meeting on my day off, I would like to start March, which is in 2 days, which is crazy. I would like to start March a little bit more caught up. So husband's making dinner. I took a shower, so I'm ready for the bedtime tonight. And I'm going to light my candles and start working on my planner. Then we're gonna have dinner. And I'm gonna just keep on with these sprints here and try to get some stuff done. So let me check in and show you as I'm doing stuff here. Okay, I'm super excited because there might be a thunderstorm. We just did not get enough good thunderstorms last summer, and I was disappointed about it forever. So we shall see. I think I just heard a little bit of it. So we're on Sarah's last sprint for the night, and then I'm gonna keep working on stuff and just put music on, but we might get a thunderstorm. Layla Grace, what are you doing? What is going on here, ma'am? You have a lot to say tonight. What are you doing? Okay. Jeez Louise. Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday morning. I didn't check it at all yesterday. And the other night we did not get a thunderstorm. I should have known better than to get my hopes up. But yeah, very disappointing. I was very hopeful, but not really a thunderstorm. But today we are having some crazy wind outside. So that's very exciting. And likely because of the crazy wind, my sinuses are totally jacked and I have a terrible headache right now. So I'm gonna take some Sudafed. I also we're getting ready for inventory at work, so I have been doing all kinds of cleaning and returns and stuff like that. So it's been tons and tons of dust kicking up, so that's not helping. So I'm gonna take my Sudafed. I'm trying to get stuff started this morning. I had to print my new, I call it the Creativity Regatta. So I made a little planner. I basically used a template that Sarah had made, and I just kind of changed the dates on it because she made one for Preptober, for the Rough Draft Challenge in this past November. And I kind of modified that and I used it for January and February and I loved it. So I made another one and I was I should have done it for 3 months, but I really thought I was going to be further ahead right now. So anyway, trying to get my first of the month stuff started because it is March 1st. How's it March? But anyway, I gotta get ready for work shortly. We were supposed to have a get together tonight in my friend Shannon's part of the city, but her daughter has a rehearsal. Her daughter's really, really into musical theater. So she had to cancel last minute. So I was bummed because I wanted to hang out with everybody, but also that introvert thing where you're feeling overwhelmed and somebody cancels and you're yes. So that's the vibe right now. We have so much to do this week because we're getting ready for this big dinner party on Saturday, a week from today. So I will show you some of that stuff tonight. It's double down day, so I'm going to be jumping on writing sprints for that after I get home from work, and we're just going to do our best here. Hello everybody, it is Sunday night. It's about an hour later than I wanted to be starting this, but I'm going for my first winter run in forever. It's 20, let me check that. I think it's 22 degrees. Update, it's warmer than they said it's going to be. It's 24 degrees. So I have this is Rabbit Run brand. This was the shirt for, let me see, 26.2, the Every Woman's Marathon. It has the little sleeve here with their logo. And the back says Every Woman's Marathon. So this is the Savannah Marathon in November. So I have that, and then I have these long glove thingies. Then I'm putting a sweatshirt on. I think that should be enough, and put a hat on and my lamp. It's a night run. I wanted to go out earlier and I was just spent after work. Work was just took a lot out of me today. People were in today and I was by myself. So I'm gonna try this. I'm just doing 5 miles, but I'm doing 2 big hills and ease back into it, and then we're gonna watch the Oscars and start prepping for our wine party. We're starting out with a beautiful sunset. Look at that. That's very nice. This won't be the worst thing I've ever done. All right, we have made it to the final boss. I guess this is the final boss, Negley Hill. And then once I get up this, there's a couple little other hills, including the hill we live on, but that's setting you up for the sequel. It's not the final boss. This is the one. All right, we made it to the first break, which is here. You get a little flat as a treat, and then we go up the second part. This is the boss is retreating for a second, and you have time to have a potion, refill your mana, and get ready to finish him off. All right, here we go, the last part, the final part of this hill. And then it's just my hill. And at the end of my hill, there's a hot shower and wine. Made it to the top. Now I got a nice little downhill cruise, a couple little rolly spots, and a long flat, a big downhill, and the final hill, which is the steepest but the shortest. All right, everybody, it's Monday night. We're headed up the hill. We're gonna walk to the cage. We're gonna keep walking to the cage every time, unless it's raining or snowing. Hopefully the snow is behind us now that it's March, but because it's a hill up there and it's a hill home, all my hills that I need to get. So I'm going to work on some planning for the dinner party on Saturday and some writing. And it is Fat Tuesday tomorrow, and we can't be at the cage tomorrow night, and Tina's not working tomorrow night, so she's making us her famous Fat Tuesday hurricanes tonight. I'm not a huge fan of hurricanes, but there's something about hers that I just love, and I look forward to it every year. So I will show you when we get there. Geraldine, what is up? Let it grace.
A sapphire, big as a schoolboy's head.
Layla, do you love Gary Newman? Do you love Gary Newman? What are you doing, buddy? There he is. Okay, bye. Oh, there he is. Okay, bye. Hello, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 6th. I think. Yes, because the party is March 8th. Hello. So it's Thursday. Okay. I am back from my parents' house. I had to stay with my mom the last 2 nights because she had to have a dental procedure done and she had to be under anesthesia for it. She had to have a dental, she's having a dental implant put in, but she had to have like a bone graft transplant yesterday from like a different part of her jaw, which sounds like way more intense than it seems like it was, because she's like doing very well. Like she's really swollen, but it was done in like less than an hour, and she was like up helping me make borscht today. So she's doing much better than we were expecting, honestly. But so I stayed with her the last 2 days. So I'm back home now, and we have our apocalypse themed wine and dinner party on Saturday. So I have a lot to do. So I'm going to take you through what we're doing to get ready for that. So I am going to be working on our booklets. We give out little booklets with all of our parties so that people have like a little memento at the end, and then they can take notes on like what wines they liked and what, what wine pairings and things like that. So I have to work on that. That's my biggest project. I thought I would have time to work on it yesterday when I was staying with my mom, and I just had too much else going on, so it didn't happen. Husband is picking up some of the last of the groceries for a few of the dishes that we have to make, and we have a lot of housework to do to get ready to prep for having a bunch of people over. We're having 23 people over, plus us, so 24 or 25 of us. I have to look at the guest list again. But so it's a great big undertaking. So we have a lot to do. And then tomorrow night is the Kraftwerk concert, so we have tickets to that. And I can't miss Kraftwerk because like we may never see them again. So tonight and tomorrow, I had hoped to get like home earlier today and do more once we figured out that my mom was like feeling well enough to stay by herself tonight. And we made borscht. It took us like 3 hours to make borscht because that's one of the dishes that we're serving on Saturday. Plus, just nice to have borscht around the house when it's cold. And then I came home and I just took a nap. I was so tired. So I'm going to get something to eat, and I'm going to get started working on the booklets and InDesign, and I will check back in and show you what we're working on throughout the next few days. So first thing that we are doing is I'm going to start by tidying up my desk here. So I have been, like I said, staying at my mom's house the last 2 days with her. So I have my laptop with me over there. So I have to set that back up. But while this is all, my laptop is out, I'm going to just kind of wipe down my desk and tidy things up a little bit before I am ready to go here. So that's what we're going to start with. This shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, but let's do that. All right, so that's all tidied. I dusted everything. I don't know if it looks any different to you, but it looks much different to me. I got some of my like last winter decorations out, and those are to go upstairs. So it took me maybe a little bit longer than I thought it would, but not too long. Got everything dusted, all my cords redone. Okay, we are ready for long hours sitting here making these booklets for this party. We got this. What did you learn to do? Naughty little dog. Look at this. Right in front of me. So bold. Oh! What are you doing? Did you open the trash can and take something out? Oh. Why? There's a napkin in there. That's what she wants. You're so naughty. Oh, now you're gonna act like you weren't doing it. You weren't. All right, everybody, checking in. It is Friday afternoon. It's about 3:30. Last night, I got one box of the Valentine's Day stuff put away. I ran the laundry for all the linens that have to go away. And I did sort out all of those shoes, find the ones that like were not good anymore, that I don't know why I was still holding on to them, and throw those out and sweep that area. We didn't put the new boards down yet, the replacement boards. Husband's going to do that, I think, today. And then I started working on the booklet some. He did some cooking last night of stuff that he could prep in advance, and then I'm now working on the booklet. So what I did, let me see if I can show you. I'll show you, hold on. Okay, so every year when we do these parties, we make a booklet. It's a little bit thicker last year, and I'm using the same layout this year. Whoa. So it is a little bit thicker than normal. So we do these booklets, and it's just like a little memento keepsake to have at the end of the night. And then we also put in here, well, this is one that I'm marking up, but we'll put in whatever it is, and then we'll have tasting notes so people can mark down what wine they had, what they thought of the food, what they thought of the pairing, whatever. Your tasting notes in here. It has information about every one of the wines that we serve, and it has some pictures of like the different wineries, and notes from the winemaker sometimes if we can find them, so different things like that. And then it just has like fun little things, like we always have a picture of Layla Grace, and like this time we did a map of the different regions where they are, so like the Finger Lakes, and then these were the 2 different wine regions that we had in California, and then we had the Finger Lakes there, so just a little bit different variety of stuff. Husband's picture at the Alipay pickup party, the member 20th, I think it was the 20th anniversary member party, and this drunk lady was like, I'll take your picture, and was like, pose like flash dance. So there's his flash dance photo that everybody now has a copy of, because that's the kind of person that I am. I want everybody to see hilarious moments. So anyway, so this was last year's booklet that I'm using, right? So then I have our main list of courses. So everybody has signed up for what their course is going to be, what dish they're bringing, and then husband went through and paired all the wines the other night. So I basically sat down at lunch and I took all of this and put it into what the layout is going to be in the booklet here. So that's why there are notes on here, like this is the page for the shrimp. This is, we call it, when we do more than one wine per course, we call it rock block. I don't know where that started, but I started it for whatever reason. It made sense in my brain. So anyway, and then I have for this one, because we are doing an apocalypse theme, and we're doing like the story of the apocalypse, starting with like the day we hear about it on the news until like the day that we all come to go through the stages of grief and come to the acceptance that we're living in an apocalyptic world now. So that's what I have on here. So the day 3 story means the third, it's not exactly a day, because like one part is like we build a farm and like raise farm animals, and that's how we have dinner that night. Anyway, but the different chapters, I have them, they are chapters, but I like day because then it's the zombie apocalypse diary that you're writing. So I need to figure out like how many days would like roughly elapse between, and then I can do it from there. So anyway, the big part was doing the layout. So I have that. So it was a lot of just cutting and pasting stuff from this stuff that we already have with like the ingredients and the wine pairings and everything. That's 2 sides there. And so that's what I'm working on right now. And I'm doing it in InDesign because as a former yearbook and lit mag editor, those skills just, that not only do they never leave you, but they pop up at moments where you say like, you know, it would be fun right now? Designing a layout for my friends who are coming over to drink wine at my house. So that's what I'm working on. And I'm going to work on this I set my timer for 20 minutes. I'm going to work on it for 20 minutes, and then I'm going to go do the next set of, putting away decorations and like tidying. I feel like if I break it up a little bit, then I won't get to like, it'll just keep me motivated because I'm jumping between things instead of just like trying to focus on one thing and then getting tired and bored. That's what we're working on today. We'll see. Hello. It is the morning of the party. It is 11 a.m. I have been working for the last 3 hours on the booklets. They're coming along very well, despite what my brain is cycling and telling me. And I'm gonna head down and do some dusting right now. Kind of just trying to take a little break and get away from the computer every so often. I did Mel's sprints and worked on it during that. Every year, so we pick wines that we got either when we went to the tasting room or for the wines that we were club members that came in the club packages. So every year, we somehow manage to choose wines that I can find no tasting notes for. So I'm waiting for Filipponi Ranch to open their tasting room at 11 a.m. Pacific, which is 2 p.m. our time, which is a little bit later than I wanted to be printing these books, but I need some tasting notes for the one wine. So I'm going to just call the tasting room and ask them to send me some tasting notes on the one wine, because I don't have any. And I can't find it online anywhere. So, but I'm going to take a little break, do some cleaning downstairs. Craft work last night was so good. I think I shared just a couple little clips. I really didn't take that much video because we were way in the back. Can we in the future, please, have a designated section of the concert venue for people who don't want to dance and put them somewhere else so that those of us who want to dance have space to dance? The people around us were that's how they watched the whole concert. And I was like, how can you not be dancing? It's craft work. But anyway, neither here nor there. It's a great concert anyway. So I'm going to go downstairs, get some stuff cleaned up and tidied up and dusted, and then come back up and work on the booklets. I'm about halfway through the booklets, maybe a little bit further than that actually at this point.
Oh my God. You're so perfect. Look at you. Are you pouting? Are you sad pouting? Oh, baby. Oh, goodness. The drama. The drama.
Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday morning. It's not going well. Hello, it's Tuesday morning. I have not checked in days. The party went really, really well. It got very busy and hectic by the end of it, and things were moving very fast. So I didn't get to take quite as many videos as I wanted to. And then Sunday, I just crashed after the party. I was so just emotionally spent, and I was annoyed because I was I have the whole day off. I have all this stuff I want to do, and I would just sit down to try to work on my planner or something, and I would just be done. I couldn't wake up. And husband was babe, you know how when Layla goes out with her friends and then she sleeps the whole next day? That's how you are too. And I was yeah, I guess you're right. And he's you just hosted for 23 people to be at the house. No wonder you're exhausted. And I was oh, I guess you're right. So I kind of just took a rest day. I did work on some pictures and some planner stuff a little bit on Sunday, but that was about it. And then we did watch another episode of White Lotus, so we're still not caught up to where the I think it's just episode 4 aired, and we just watched episode 2. But I don't like the season quite as much, but I still rich people making terrible decisions, me shouting at the screen, no, don't do that. That still holds true for the new season of White Lotus, if you were wondering. But today is my last day off. I go back to work, not exactly for 7 days. I have Saturday off because it's St. Patrick's Day. Wow, is it St. Patrick's Day already? So I have Saturday off, vacation day for that. So things I want to get done today, I have to get some cleaning stuff done. I have to get set up for the week. I have to get my planner set up. I have my every 3-month check-in with my psychiatrist. I have a lash touch-up scheduled because this is my only chance to go in before going to New Orleans next week. but like they look fabulous. Like if I had not scheduled this would have been one of the weeks that like I lose retention in the first week, but I have like perfect retention for the first week. So like feel kind of silly having an appointment, but it's like whatever, we'll see. She can maybe like see if there are any that are like loose that to get them touched up before this trip. My mom and I are try to go to Joann's. She is going to be making me a Luke Steele costume for the Empire of the Sun shows at the end of April, beginning of May. I have to go into work to give my partner her annual review because I got my annual review last week, so now I have to give her hers. And I'm supposed to go for a stair climb run this afternoon. That's the one thing that I'm like, I don't know. I know I need to do the training. I know I need to do the stair climbing for the race that's coming up in 6 weeks, but I'm like not super motivated about it because I have so much other stuff to do. So I want to get my seasonal tree changed out and get some decorations put up for the spring. I have a few more decorations to get put away for the winter. That's mostly done. So I'm going to make my HB90 list. It is about 10 after 9. About 10 after 9. And my psychiatrist appointment is at 10, which, first of all, I had it written down as 9. And then I got the confirmation and it was like 10. It's virtual. But my last appointment's at 11. So that means I have to like finish that, get in the car and go. Because usually my psychiatrist appointments are like half an hour. So my life is right now just, I don't know. I'm trying to be gentle with myself and remember, like, I came home from my trip. I had a 5-hour-long work meeting on my day off, and then I worked 7 days, and then the next day I had a conference call, and I had my review with my boss, which, like, really doesn't take that long. It was, like, 20 minutes, but, you know, the stress of worrying about that, and like, thankfully it was, like, very good, and everything was good, but, like, you know, the build up to that. And then, now I go back to work tomorrow, but then today I have to go into work to talk to my partner. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's a lot. And then my partner was sick last week, so thankfully they found coverage for her right away, but I was like trying to touch base with the people who were covering for her the day that she was out sick, and like, it's just, I don't know. Then I was staying with my mom for 2 days with her whole dental situation. Like, I just feel so out of sorts. So now I go back. I have today, it's my day off. Tomorrow, Thursday, Friday I work. Saturday I'm off, but we're going to be doing the St. Patrick's Day bar crawl. Sunday, Monday I work full days. Tuesday I have half day. I'm done at 3. Well, not half day, a little bit more than a half day. 6 hours instead of 10 hours. I am done at 3, come home, go to the airport. And my flight leaves at 8 o'clock for New Orleans. So it's Pittsburgh to Nashville. It's Pittsburgh to Nashville, Nashville to New Orleans. So I should be in New Orleans about 11 o'clock. And then Wednesday all day is Sarah's conference. And then I'm there Thursday, Friday, and then I come home Saturday. In the afternoon, like 5 o'clock. And then Sunday, I'm teaching contemporary class at Meg's house. And then Monday and Tuesday, I'm off work. And I know I have something going on. So it's like, I don't know. It's really crazy right now. And then I go back to, after Monday, Tuesday, I go back to work for 7 more days. Also, there was the time change on Sunday, so that like has not been helping my situation. And like, I don't know. So I'm going to fill out my HB90 page for today to try to see what I need to do and try to stay on task and go from there. Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday afternoon. I'm in the parking lot of Joann's waiting for my mom to get here. We're going to try to go in and see if there's any fabric left. Also, I had an idea of the Luke Steele costume that I wanted, which is apparently from a performance that they did of Alive on Jay Leno in 2013. But I can only find 2 pictures of it and the video no longer exists, so we can't tell. The one picture makes it look like it's like a tunic over pants, and the other one makes it look like it's a suit jacket with something in the middle. I don't know. So we might not. I'm trying to look and see if there's anything else. I don't want to do any of the new stuff because those are bright colors and weird robes. I want the older style stuff like Alive, and I like the outfit from Half Mast, from the music video for Half Mast. It's got the big like World of Warcraft shoulders, which is like, if you have been here for any amount of time, you know it's my thing. I I grinded. I guess it is grind, because it's not ground. I was playing World of Warcraft and I had to grind for a very long time to get this set called the Iron Feather set that I was like working on forever for my character, and it's the Iron Feather shoulders, and they're like these like not bulky shoulders, but like they have like feathers from like I guess from the Moonkin or something, and they're just, and like that is my dream, to own that outfit in real life. So this may be the year, because the world may be ending. We might as well go for broke and get the Iron Feather shoulder set, aka the Luke Steel half mask costume. So I don't know if we're gonna get anything. There's just been people coming in nonstop at the Joann's, because if you didn't know, Joann Fabrics is closing permanently, all their stores. RIP, worst store closing that I've had to live through, I think, in my life. But besides maybe Children's Palace when I was a kid. But anyway, so we're headed in there shortly. It's the final time I'll be visiting Joann Fabrics. My heart is heavy today. Entire store sale. Sadness. All right, it's hours later, and I'm home finally. Oh God, she just jumped on me. Hello, ma'am, can I help you? Oh, hi. Where have you been? All of a sudden, here you are. Okay. It was so bittersweet to be at Joann's. My mom and I have been going there together forever. We used to go to Minnesota Fabrics, and that closed, and now we've been going to Joann's forever, and it's been a tradition. She made all of my Halloween costumes when I was a kid, and she still makes them to this day when we actually do Halloween. And so it's like the last time we were there, and she just gets like so into it. Like she's like in her little zone. She has all the booklets or all the little catalogs out, and she's picking which pattern we're going to use. And then we walk through the fabric, and she chooses the fabric. And so we got good fabric. We got some good pictures. We ended up choosing, I can't remember if I mentioned this earlier, there were 2 costumes that we were looking at. We ended up choosing the second one. So it's going to be like a black underneath, and then like a gold and black like duster jacket kind of, and then it's going to have like these little like gold chains or brocade thingies on the shoulders, and then I have to figure out what to do about a crown, because I cannot have a big giant crown. I was like, we could ask our friends who have a 3D printer, but we're going to be up in the front. I don't want people to have their view obstructed by my silly crown, so I have to figure that part out. But we have over a month. The show is April 23rd is the first show. We're going to 2 shows, and that's the first one. So then I grabbed some lunch in the car, and then I had to go into work for a little bit to give my partner her review, and now I'm home, and I've just been zoning out because I am just exhausted. So I was thinking about going to the cemetery to try to write for a little bit, and I might still do that, but right now I'm very tired, and now I have a dog laying on me, so there's also that. She's chewing up. Stop chewing the pillow. So anyway, that's where we are today. I'm not holding up so well. I'm so tired. Here she is. Is this how you want to sleep? Sleep on mommy? Okay. I can't say no, but you're so cute. I can't say no, but you're so cute. I love you so much. I love you so much. Okay, it is like 6 o'clock. Because of daylight savings, I still have like another hour of daytime. So I'm gonna walk up to the cemetery, and I'm gonna try to get at least half an hour of writing, and I'm stuck on this one scene. But I was like, you know what? Get out of my house for a little bit, go somewhere that inspires me. Maybe that'll like break through. So I'm gonna head up there, and I don't know if Starbucks is still open. I walk past the Starbucks, I can get a little drink there, and I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna try to write. We shall see. We will see how this goes. But there's no way we're gonna get meal prep done for tomorrow. So husband was like, do a grocery order tonight, and I'll cook it tomorrow when I get done with work before you come home from work. And I was like, okay. So that's the plan. So taking time off and from the meal planning and not stressing myself about it, and going to write instead. I'm gonna close out the vlog here to start my new vlog for the week. It's actually Thursday morning and I am just feeling very beat up right now. I'm very tired and my sinuses are really bad this morning. I'm very like sneezy and congested, as you can hear, I'm sure. I even tried to get to bed early last night. Like I was in bed, I think I was asleep before 11 o'clock. I was trying to read and I just couldn't focus. I'm reading a really good book. It's called The Celebrants. It's by Stephen Rowley? Stephen Rowley is the author. Let's make sure I was pronouncing that. I think I'm pronouncing that right. He is the one who wrote The Guncle. He is a local Palm Springs author. I mean, he's like famous national author, but he lives in Palm Springs. So they had some of his books for sale at the best bookstore in Palm Springs. So I read The Guncle a few months ago, I think in September actually, when I went out there by myself. And then I saw this one, and it's about grief and death and found family, and it's like, wow, it's all the Fox things. It's actually set in, a lot of it is set in Big Sur, not Palm Springs, but also a Fox place. So yeah, so I'm really liking it, but I was just too tired to focus last night on anything. So by the time I got home from dance, we had dinner, and I just kind of like crashed. I thought maybe I'd write more. I wrote so much on Tuesday. I don't know what happened. I went to the cemetery, and then I got a ton of writing done there. I broke through this like wall that I've been having. So I'm writing, the plot is supposed to be enemies to lovers. And then when I was first writing it, it was first for National Novel Writing Month. And what happens is sometimes when I write for that, I will know what's coming up ahead, and so I will like skip around, or I will like kind of breeze through the first part, because I'm like, I want to get to the part where I know what's going to make me get these words done faster to hit my goal of 50,000 words. And so I think that's what I did. So I kind of like, there was a little bit of the part at the beginning where they like don't like each other, and then the scene where they like realize that they like each other has all of this, they have all of these apprehensions because they don't like each other, but there's not enough of like the scenes to build that up really. It kind of just, the beginning of the book was very rushed because I kind of got into like the mystery part of it right away, because that's what I knew was going to happen. So I didn't write like, you know, the friendship building and the relationship building parts. So anyway, I am going back to add that kind of stuff in, and it was like really hard for the last like, I'd say at least a week. I've been trying to write this, and I'm like I already know that they're going to end up together, and I already know that they're like a good match for each other in so many ways. So like going back to write these scenes where they're not getting along, it's just like feeling like I'm stuck on it. So I had been writing the first part of it. My book switches perspectives between the two main characters, and I'd been writing the first part of it from Will's point of view. And I was like, well, maybe if I switch it over and I write it from Ambrose's point of view for a little bit. And that was like the key that unlocked it. Like as soon as I switched into his point of view, it went much better, because he's the one that has more of the emotional hangups. This character, Ambrose, is very much a romantic who has had his heart broken and is very like afraid. He is just very guarded now because he's been hurt so badly by something that happened in the past, which is the time loop, which is a big part of the plot. So going from his perspective seemed to make more sense for some reason, and it just opened the whole thing up, and I just like wrote. So I wrote in the cemetery for like about an hour. Yeah, about an hour in the cemetery. Then I came home, we got ready and went up to dinner, and I wrote for like an hour at the cage, and then I came home and Rhiannon's sprints were still going on for another hour, so I wrote for an hour at home until my battery died. And so I was like, what? It was great. So I had hoped to write more last night, and I was just like, I stayed up too late writing the night before, so I didn't have any energy, so that was that. But maybe tonight, definitely tomorrow on Jenna's sprints I'll be able to write. And then Saturday is St. Patrick's Day, so I don't know. But anyway, it's a very long very long update to tell you that I'm closing the vlog out here. So I'm going to start the new vlog for the week for St. Patrick's Day week, and that will take me until Tuesday when I leave for New Orleans, and then we'll switch over to the next vlog for that. So thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe if you are new here, and as always, my friends, take care of yourselves and take care of each other, and I will see you in my next video.